Good afternoon, Bison Nation. Welcome to another episode of Extra Innings, keeping up with the herd outside the park. I am your host, William Suttle, and I am here with Adam Wolf, Erie Seawolves pitcher, AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Adam is from Norwalk, Ohio. He attended the University of Louisville, and in 2018 was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 5th round. How you doing today, Adam?
Doing good, doing good.
Glad to have you on today. It's a little bit different for us. We're in Erie, Pennsylvania today, not our typical Huntington Park. We had a really great connection with Adam to come out here and meet with him. A great guy. We're going to have a great conversation today. So, Adam, how does it feel to live every young kid's dream of playing professional baseball every day at a beautiful ballpark like this?
Oh, it's awesome. You can't ask for anything else to be able to still play the game of baseball. And we remind ourselves that every day when long bus ride or tough loss, tough game on the field. It's like, you know what? Like we're still living the dream. Yep. No bad days in baseball.
No, for sure. Especially, geez, on a day like today.
Oh,
it's a beautiful day. You know, especially those early games where it's really cold. You're like, man, this is tough.
Some of them, yeah.
I was like, I want to be home right now, but you power through. And then, so far looking at your career being in Lakeland and West Michigan and out here in Erie, how has it all been, going up to the levels?
It's been good. It's been smooth. I've gotten to spend some time at each of the affiliates on the way up and had some good times at all of them, and just met a lot of good people along the way. So
and definitely, seeing you mature, it's nice. If you look at your stats and your records, you can see the growth every year. You're getting
absolutely
better and better and stronger and stronger.
Yes, my first full season was a little bit of a struggle, and you'll have that. That's just part of the game. So
it's been life.
Exactly,
And then how does it feel playing for an organization, the Detroit Tigers, that is making a youth movement? If you look at the Detroit Tigers right now, a lot of youth, Spencer Torkelson, Casey Mize, just coming up from the minors. Does it feel good knowing that, they're really pushing the youth, knowing that you're youth, you're going to be up there one day?
It does. It is really cool. And especially just seeing, some old teammates of mine just, playing in the big leagues now. It makes it real. It makes it feel like, wow, yeah, we are a couple steps away, a phone call away, like that.
Yeah.
So that's really cool in itself right there. So.
And it's it's one of those things, you don't ever want to wish an injury. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but especially in AA, I'd say AA is very flexible because you don't know when you can get called up. You could be in Toledo for a week and then get called up to Detroit, it's crazy.
Exactly. We started the season actually. We had one of our starting pitchers got optioned up to Detroit right off the bat before we even played a game here. So
wow.
Kind of just set the tone. We're all right, we're closer than you think. So that when you have a bad day, that feeling kind of helps you get you through it.
Oh yeah, that your manager could pull you tonight and be like, hey Adam, guess what? You just never know. It's just the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's the fun part too. Is you're on a great team. You're making the comment before we started the video that you guys are making a playoff push. You guys are having fun. You're winning, and it just makes the game better when you're having fun. You guys are enjoying your time. You're on that playoff push, and then to know, hey, at the end of the day, I could be in Detroit the next day, wearing that beautiful white jersey with the blue D on it. I could be out there.
Exactly. It makes it so much better when you have guys playing well, playing together, and it's just a good group of dudes. So it's been fun this year. It's been a very enjoyable experience.
And then with this season, if you look at the beginning of the year, you were a starter. Mm-hmm. Recently, you've been coming out of the pen. Are you just looking for more innings, or are you making that transition into relief pitching?
A little more of a transition. It was kind of I started the year in the rotation and had a little struggle with command, so had a talk with the head pitching coordinator, and we just talked about a long relief role, less stress, less hey, my day is Saturday, building up to that, and then it just takes a little bit of stress off. You can come into the game whenever, shorter stints, and just more almost more times toeing the rubber just to try to get the feel back. And it's been going well. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been a fun transition.
Which is good too, because if you look at the MLB right now, there are some teams, example Tampa Bay, they do bullpen games. That 5th day is usually a bullpen day, which is great for pitchers like you because you're only asked, hey, you give me an inning or two, great, you're done. The next guy's going to do the same thing. And it's good, and then, especially for you, I bet you feel better knowing that you can give your very best, knowing that I only have to go 2. I don't have to muscle my way through 5 or 6 and may not be able to throw certain velocity and speed and angles and get the corners that you want.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. When you're asked of 5 or 6 innings, it is just a little more stress on the body, a little more taxing on just to be able to make it through a lineup 3 times. So like when you're struggling with command, that makes it that much tougher. And you know, it's been fun coming out of the bullpen, get to pitch later in games. Came in the 9th inning the other a couple weeks ago. It's the first time I've done that in 5 years or so.
You're like, oh boy, this is
so
it.
It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, and that's great because, you know, you're getting all that experience because, you know, you want to be ready for when you get the call to Detroit. And whether it's coming in, you know, in the 1st inning or the 9th inning, it's just great to get that experience. And then, so obviously being a pitcher, what is one tip that you've been given that you think you could share to a youth pitcher just to give them that extra confidence? Because being a youth pitcher, sometimes it can be hard. You're asked a lot, you have a rough day, but you know, they want to get to where you're at. So what's like a tip that you would give a youth player to basically say like, hey, this is what I was taught and look where I'm at?
I think one thing that's very kind of gets lost like in youth sports is that there's always someone more talented out there. There's always someone who can do things better in the game. But like the one thing you can control is your work ethic. You can control your attitude. And those are the things that you can control every single day and be able to get where you want to be. Because like I was never, I guess, the most talented guy like growing up, but it's just hard work and persistence just kind of has like helped me at least get to where I am today and continue playing the game of baseball.
And I can imagine as you as a pitcher, granted, I know you would take off days, but you're probably always working on your craft.
Oh yeah.
You know, you don't ever, you know, you're eating dinner, you're driving the car, you're going to the grocery store, and you're always thinking like, how could I throw this way? How can I move it over here? Because you know that there's somebody in front of you who's better that you want to then jump.
Absolutely, and it's you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's every time I'm picking up a baseball and throwing it, like I'm working on something. It's never just like pick it up. All right, let's play some catch today and get it over with, and we'll work on stuff tomorrow. Like you got to take advantage of every single time you pick up a baseball and try to get better at it. So
yeah. Because, I mean, like you said, you never know when the call's coming. And especially as a pitcher, it's never bad to have more in your arsenal.
Exactly.
You want to throw the good stuff, but at the end of the day, if you could come up with something else, it can only help you.
You can always get better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, so last year, you were named an MILB.com Organizational Player of the Year. How did that feel to know that, you know, you were on a list with a gentleman like Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson to be recognized as one of the top performers in the Tigers organization?
It was cool to see. I remember I just was scrolling Twitter in the off season a couple weeks in, and it was like, oh, it was reassuring, especially when last year was a tough year. I went into spring training, had a lot of struggles with like velocity, command. I was not a good pitcher in spring training, and was coming off Tommy John in 2019, so it was my first time back in full competition. So first couple weeks were a little rough. It was a lot of tough times, but then like as the season went on, like things got better, continued to work on things, and it was a great year growing as a baseball player and as a person, just kind of all around. It was I enjoyed like last year's like the road to it. So it was awesome. It was assuring to see that at the end of the year.
And that's the other good thing too about minor league baseball, how similar it is to Major League, where you're playing a lot of games, you're getting a lot of playing time, you're getting a lot of reps, because especially coming after Tommy John surgery, you got to ease yourself back in. You got to get more reps. You got to get comfortable because you had that injury. You know, now you got to get back to doing what you normally do.
Exactly.
You know, and it's nice for you to get those reps. I mean, you know, if you look on, you know, if you Google Adam Wolf and you look at his, you know, pitching performance, you can see he's pitching a lot. He's getting a lot of reps, and you're putting in the time to make sure you could better yourself after that injury.
Absolutely.
But
And just the mental side as well as the physical. Both just takes time coming back, but just gotta nose to the grindstone every day and know that it's you're gonna get better every day.
Oh, for sure. Awesome. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Bison Nation, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Extra Innings. I look forward to bringing you more awesome content. And like I said, I was here today with Adam Wolf. Go look him up. Go follow him. Follow him on Twitter. This dude's going to be doing big things one day. Horns up.